So, the United States is a huge country, and it's broken into different sections: the Northeast, Southeast, Midwest, Pacific Northwest. And New England is a subset of the Northeast, which encompasses 6 specific states.
Right.
So New England is New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine, Massachusetts,
Right.
Rhode Island, and Connecticut. That is New England.
Oh, wow.
It's that simple. I mean, I've been up here 35 years, and a Kenyan wins the marathon almost every year. Truly,
Right.
So a lot of us understand that. I read a lot of news, watch a lot of news, and it's just that.
But Americans can win the marathon too.
I'm not quite sure. Part of it, I think, is the Kenyans can train all year long. Here, because of our weather, often they cannot train.
Right.
Or they're training in different ways rather than just straightforward running. But I think to a lot of people, it's inexplicable why Kenyans run marathons so well. I mean, they win them all over the world.
Right.
But here in Boston in particular, almost every year.
When you say that, I'm kind of thinking there's a lady called Helen Obiri, who is a Kenyan athlete, and she just moved last summer. She moved to the US.
Okay.
And I mean, to her, I would want to really meet her and ask her, hey, how are you gonna do this? The training.
Right. Well, so
since you brought the fact about the weather.
Right. Well, so Colorado also has a lot of snow and stuff, but Colorado is also mountainous. They have thinner air. It's harder to get a deep breath there.
Right.
So when you're training, it is building their lungs. So when they come down, to more, we're just about right at sea level here in Boston.
Right.
Her lungs are used to the higher altitude, so she's able, to suck in more oxygen.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it really is weird because, every individual has the same opportunity to try to win the marathon. But for whatever reason, the Kenyans, man, they are good at this running stuff. Maybe it's, because, they've been chased by lions growing up and they had to learn how to run really fast. I'm also very smart, snarky, and sarcastic. So.
Yeah, I think I should invite you to Kenya and come see the lions on the streets.
Street?
Yes.
Get out of here.
It's a very nice, amazing view for.
I had friends growing up. Actually, it was my sister's best friend. Her parents had a pet monkey. About the stupidest pet you can ever have. They are terrible pets.
And there's a rise of so many people keeping monkeys nowadays.
They're terrible pets. They like nothing more than to throw their poop at you.
Oh, wow.
Which is hilarious. But at least, unlike a lion, they can't eat you, so...
How's the weather? Is it predictable? I understand.
No, it's totally unpredictable. Yesterday and today, we are setting records for the hottest day on these dates ever. Tomorrow, Sunday, goes back to more seasonal weather. We're only in early April. It is not supposed to be in the 80s and 90s here this time of year. You know, maybe in the middle of the summer, yes. You know, but the weather here, it's been crazy. Yesterday when I woke up and left the house, it was like in the 50s. By the end of the day, it was like 88, 90 degrees.
And the previous marathon, I was reading and realized, like the previous marathon, there are times that the weather has been too hot, it's snowing, it's raining.
The joke around here is if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. Yeah, I kind of laugh with people sometimes that I actually do love the change of seasons here.
Right.
We do have a true change of seasons.
Mm-hmm.
But over the last, decade with global warming, it's been a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
I do not like those dudes. Our average temperatures are absolutely going up.
Mm-hmm.
Our snow amounts are absolutely going down.
Mm-hmm.
I live 30 miles south of Boston.
Mm-hmm.
My area did not have even an inch of snow this year.
Oh, okay.
Boston proper, where they track those things,
Mm-hmm.
is 2 feet below our average snowfall. It's a city of amazing history,
right.
with incredibly interesting architecture. We literally have buildings that are 100, 150, 200 years old. On the same block is a building that's, 20, 30, 40 years old.
Where were you during the 2013 Boston Marathon that had a blast happening? That must have been a decade ago.
That was a pretty scary day. I was working at the time for a company where I was in outside sales, so I was just doing a point that day. But yeah, obviously it was all over the news. They were locking down the city, as they were chasing the shooters and the bombers. It was very scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and stuff like that changes everything. Security is much heavier nowadays. Nobody wants that to happen again.
Yeah.
The cameras all over the cities looking for just backpacks left by themselves and all kinds of stuff we don't even know about, but our police and other police-like agencies do.
The big what?
The Big Dig, D-I-G. So Boston, years ago, had this really incredibly ugly elevated highway that cut right through the city. And it was terrible. The Big Dig was a construction project that basically got rid of the elevated highway and put it underground.
Okay.
It was an amazing architectural and construction project in that these new tunnels are dug from below the buildings, but above the subways. And our subway, of course, is the oldest subway system in the country. You have a lot of firsts here in Boston.
And how did that impact the traffic? Did that...
Well, so, it's kind of a funny thing. You would think that this, multi-billion-dollar project, which was designed to solve the traffic problem here, would have worked. But as I told you earlier, we are officially the second worst traffic city in Boston. In the country.
Now, this looks like Kenyan traffic. There's always traffic in Kenya.
Yeah, people are.